So to start a flip book, you just need a sheet of paper that is about double in length as it is in height. So my piece of paper is about 11 inches long and about 6 inches high. I've then taken my sheet of paper and I've folded it in half, and then I've labeled the front of the paper, front, and I've labeled the inside page, or the back page, the back. So what would normally be like your title page on a book, that's the front, and then what would normally be the second inside page on a book, that's your back page, okay? This will be easier to understand when you have a folded sheet of paper in front of you. From there, you don't want to start with your front page. Instead, you want to start with your back page. So on your back page, do your first drawing, or whatever I want my initial face to be. So we looked at 2 examples in class. The first example was an angry girl, and then the second example was a surprised farmer, right? And the surprised farmer had a peaceful face to begin with, and then he got surprised. So my peaceful face would go on the back page, and then my surprised face would go on the front. So again, your starter face goes here, and then your emotion that you then want your character to develop goes on the front page. All right, so as you can see, I've already drawn in my original character face. Now, after I've got my original character face drawn in, that's when I close my book, and I then need to hold this over some light, whether it's a window that has daylight shining through. If I were doing that, I would put a little bit of tape here and here on the corners and tape it to the window, and that way I know things aren't moving and I can just focus on drawing and tracing the lines through the page. So I've got my back page drawing, so now I'm going to pause and then do the back page, or the front page drawing, okay? So I have now copied using my Lightbox app on my iPad, but I could have just as easily used the window, except that it's dark outside right now, so I can't use the window. But assuming that it's daylight, you can use a window and use the light from outside to trace your image. So you can see they pretty much match. So I'm wanting him to get angry, so I need to think about what things are going to change when someone gets angry. So I'll change the eyebrows, I'll change the eyes, I'll change the mouth, and I may change the set of the shoulders here as well. All right, so I'm going to pause, make a few changes to his expression, and then I will show you guys the final result. Okay, so I've got my first guy, and then he goes to being angry. And all I did was I made changes to the eyes, adjusted the eyebrows, gave some frown lines to the face, and changed the mouth and the set of the shoulders. So then as I flip back and forth, he goes from being kind of, oh no, to angry. So then that's all there really is to the making of your flip book. From there, you need to take a fine point, fine ballpoint pen, and go over all of your outlines. And again, making sure that the ones that don't change line up, and then just outlining and going over all of the ones that do change to make them nice and dark. After you've got all your pen lines in there, erase out all of the old pencil lines and add color to your drawings. Remember that your face will experience some color change when you have strong emotional changes. So if you go from being peaceful to being surprised, you're going to have more red cheeks, red face. Same thing if you go from being peaceful to angry, you're going to have more of a red face. Sometimes if you get scared, you'll lose color in your face. So you might give your person a little bit more of a little bit more color in their face, on their peaceful face, and then have it go a little white on your emotional face. Things like that you need to think about, okay? Remember just to use the color to elevate your drawing. Apply the color in light, even layers to build up to the level of darkness that you want. Please avoid putting the color down all in one layer. You can tell when you do that, and it always won't look quite as nice as if you build up the layers of color to the level of saturation that you want.